Hello, everyone, and welcome to another live. All right, I hope you're all doing well. If this is your first time here, welcome, welcome. If you're a returning viewer, listener, subscriber, welcome back, welcome back. So happy to have you here. All right, so guys, it's really interesting now what is happening. And in a little bit, Ruren is going to join me for this conversation. And sorry to have missed today, but it's the best I'm feeling at this point. My voice was totally gone. All right, so as you enter, guys, please remember to hit the like button, the share button, and the subscription button. And would love to hear from you. So once we get the opportunity, we'll try to perhaps, open up the phone line. But we're going to have a conversation in the context of the DaCosta Cup and the Manning Cup competitions. All right. And so, welcome, welcome. Just getting the opportunity here to connect with you guys. And I'm also about to share this over on WhatsApp. Just give me a moment here while I share this link with some community members. All right, welcome, welcome. If you're just tuning in, welcome one, welcome all. Happy to have you here. All right, so in the context of the DaCosta Cup, we can look at the different zones here. So in zone one, we have Kemsil, Garvey, Stets, Alphonsus. All right, in the context of our predictions, and we're going to be honest about it, it's just because we didn't get to have that conversation. I have for me Kemsil and Garvey Masio getting out of this one. And I believe Ruren was going with Stetson Alphonsus Davis. All right. So, in the context of zone two, I have Clarendon College and Clarendon College and From Tech. And I believe Ruren is going with Clarendon College and Monroe College. Is it Monroe or Cornwall? One of them. Over in this zone, I have Glenmere and Dintil. And I believe Ruren was going with Glenmere and Happy Grove, I believe. And over here, zone 4, I have Central Denby. And I believe that's the same for Ruren, but he'll be joining us in a little bit. So in that case, we can hear from him directly in the context of, what happened. But what I want to show you too is just to give you an update of the match results, all right, for today as well. But we want to just kind of hit that with the D cup. Hold on. All right, Chemsil. Let me just see if I can bring this over so that you can also see what I am seeing here. And in a little bit, we'll come to the Manning Cup. All right, so Kemsil High School 5-0 over Alphonsus. Stetson Garvey, they played to a 1-all draw. All right, it was the same thing here for Frome Technical and Clarendon College. All right, that's a 1-all draw. Next, we have Monroe and Cornwall College. Looks here like 4-1 in favor of Monroe. Then we have Glenmere hammering Dintil Tech 4-0. Central, it was 3-1 in favor of Central and Manchester. Happy Grove got a fine beating today from Ocherius, 5-0. And then it was 3-2 between McGrath and Denby. McGrath there taking that one. And did I miss out on any here? All right. That's pretty much the DaCosta Cup updates for today. So, Rurian, I know that you're here, and we just want to talk about some of the things that happened today in the context of our predictions. But hello, welcome.
Hello, I'm here. You know, really interesting day of football in the DaCosta Cup and also some good games in the Manning Cup. But some of the teams that I was, expecting to do a little bit better did not. But I guess the better teams are separating themselves from the other teams right now.
All right, so Rurian, as you share there, in the context of Zone 1, I was kind of trying to share what your predictions were before the start of these games. In the context of Zone 1, could you just share with us your predictions for the top two moving forward here?
So for these two, I stick with my teams that I predicted from the previous round, Stets and Alphonsus Davis. So those are the two teams that I selected. And not my teams didn't do too well today. So, that's what I'm thinking. Alphonsus got a sound beating and Stets, would want to win a game being at home, and that didn't happen. So I'm a little disappointed in that, but they have a few more games to go. Let's see how things pan out.
Yeah, and as I shared, Kemsil High School and Garvey, those are the two teams that I have from this zone to move forward, and so far so good. All right,
Yeah, and
so
just before you go as well, really good performance by Kem Seal. I
Kemsil,
didn't say that.
absolutely.
Yeah, real good performance. And Darby Massey traveling down to Steph there to earn a draw. I think that's a commendable performance as well. So not don't want to go forward without mentioning those, teams.
Yeah, it was a fantastic, I'll say, run there in that context. You mentioned Garvey went down to Stets. That's interesting. So if Stets is not able to kind of make use of their home, then it kind of shows, some work that they perhaps need to do, or some things that won't happen in that context. So that's kind of unfortunate there, but a good win for Clarendon, and for sure we really appreciate the Clarendon win. All right, so in the context here, I just want to talk a bit about Kemsil. Kemsil is a strong team when we look at how things are here, and appears to even be, well, we'll see what happens when they match up with Garvey Massio, because they are coming from Garvey Kemsil. They're coming from that same first zone encounter with Glenmuir. When I see Kemsil putting down 5 here, and when I look at Glenmuir over in their zone, and we'll get there, hammering Dintil Tech. Glenmuir is or appears to be a very strong team, the Costa Cup team this year. I don't know if you share that sentiment, Rurian, but in essence, we're going to get to that zone. All right, let's just look at zone 2 here. My predictions for 2 was Clarendon College and Frome Tech. And what was your prediction here, Rurian?
I think we had the same thing for this one.
No, wasn't yours Monroe or Cornwall, Clarendon, and but that's fine. But here we have Monroe Clarendon College. So again, Clarendon College is still in there, having a draw with From Technical. So then it shows you too again how well the Clarendon teams are really doing in this competition, because From Tech is coming over from that zone with Ocherius, right? And so they're here with Clarendon College having a draw. Then you go back now to say, okay, Glenmuir in the round of 32, they got a win over Clarendon College. So if, for example, like Glenmuir and a From Tech should meet, it's the expectation that Glenmuir is going to defeat them. So just kind of showing you, the strength of the Glenmuir team. And speaking about Glenmuir team, we go over there right now. And in this one, for sure, I have Glenmuir and Dintil to get out of this one. So Ocherius, they're at the top of this one on goal difference of +5. Glenmuir is close to there on a goal difference of 4. Dintil got that 4 from Glenmuir. Happy Grove, they picked up 5 from Ocherius. And something that is interesting here in the context of Happy Grove, and I know I shared this with you, Rurian, is that even though they were scoring, when it happened in that round of 32 with Yalas, where I think it was 8-1, I said to Ruren, just looking at the statistics, I do not have a lot of faith in Happy Grove. Their defense seems to be weak, because when I look at how, Yalas has played, the weakest team, and they were able to still get a goal on Happy Grove, I said, you know what? No, this is not a team that I am going to carry, really. So this is not a shocker to me, really, to see them getting 5 goal, going 5 goals down. It's not surprising to me. So, but over to you, Ren.
Yeah, understand what you're saying in terms of Happy Grove. To be honest, Happy Grove and Glenmuir was the two teams that I selected from this zone to go through. So I'm hoping that Happy Grove will bounce back in the other games that they have. But they had a good season up to this, and I'm hoping that they have that resilience to bounce back. But great performances in there by Glenmuir and Ocherius, and Dintil and Happy Grove feeling the pressure from those two teams. So good start to the this round of 16 by Glenmuir and Ocherius. Look to be two good teams that are putting them separating themselves in this.
For sure. Mark, welcome. Happy to have you in the chat. How are you doing? Let us know, Mark, and let me know your views on this round of 16 so far. So, Ryan, just throwing back to you, still on this zone. What are your views of Glenmuir?
Well, a good performance. They have seemed to come into their own in the round of 32. In the first round, however, they weren't themselves. So for me, they're a bit inconsistent. I would say that they're coming together though. Each round that they play, they seem to be improving, and that's a good sign
You would
that
say
the coach.
Glenmuir is an inconsistent team? Why?
That's what I just said. Based on their performance in the first, in the initial stage, that round one, they
Why?
didn't do as well as I expected them to.
They top
So,
the
as I
group.
said, they're doing better each round that they perform in and they participate in. So, you know,
Well,
it's good to see them.
I hear you, but I don't agree with you. Because if Glenmere is
And that's
inconsistent,
okay.
it means that Kempsey is inconsistent. It means that Garvey is inconsistent. And th- I mean, they topped their group. They did not win all the games. I suppose that's where you might be coming from in that very first round to say they're inconsistent. But They're pretty consistent, I would say. Inconsistent is a very strong word to use there, I would say. And I don't know how better you would want them to play in the last, for example, round of 32. They won all three games. So I am not too sure how that inconsistent word there. I think it's a bit strong. But there seems to be one of the teams, for me at least, and I would love to hear from you guys, that is very much poised to go all the way. And I say seems because it is still anyone's game, right? But they are really positioning themselves as a team that you would have to get over to make your way all the way to the final. But that's it. We'll see what happens here in this context. And then over to the final zone here. Central I, Magra, Demby, Manchester. And I have Central and Demby to get out of this one. And I need somebody to talk to me because I am looking on this, right? And I'm not seeing a next game for Demby. So I want to know if something happened, but I am seeing Belair in here and I'm wondering if it's a mistake on the website's part. So I don't know if you guys have anything you can share in this context, but I'm going to do some checks. But over to you, Ruri, and let us hear. And by the way, Central is also my team. All right, as well. But let me hear from you, Ruren.
Yes, back in Central and Demby to come out of this group. I'm not sure what's happening there. Demby suffered a loss today to McGrath, and I'm hoping that whatever is there is probably just a glitch on the system and they're up and running to continue in the competition. But good performance by Magra and Central to make sure that they get that early win in their group, in their zone. And Manchester and Denby has a lot. They have a lot of work to do to get back in contention.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. But all right, while I'm just doing some checks, do you have a match of the day based on the games that were played today? Ren, are you still here?
Yes, I am still here. I would say that Happy Grove game, I would give it that one because that one it was so surprising based on how they did in that first round. So that one really was a shocker and showed what probably the strength of the team.
Okay. And for me, well, Apple Grove wasn't a shocker for me. Um, well, in the context of the defense, perhaps in the context of the amount that they got, but I think I want to go with Kem still here. Just in terms of the strength they have shown so far and still coming here pretty much out in the lead in terms of zone one, so cementing themselves too as a very strong team. So I can't wait to see what the matchup is going to be between them and Garvey Masio, two teams straight out of Southwest Clarendon, by the way. All right, so any other points you'd like to share in the context of the DaCosta Cup here, Ruren? All right, not hearing from Ruren, so let me just check in the chat. Welcome one, welcome all. And Mark is saying, I'm good so far. Hope all is well. Just joining in. All right, Mark, the voice is getting better, so that's a plus for me. All right, thanks for asking there. All right, so Mark, let me know too in the chat if you're still here. The schools you know, if how things go from your side given the results today, that would be fantastic. All right, we're going to just segue to the Manning Cup just to get their round of 16. And by the way, I didn't say, but the two teams that will not move forward to the quarterfinals, they will go to play for the Ben Francis Cup. All right. So just to share that update with you in the context of the DaCosta Cup. All right. So in group one here, which is a really tough group in the Manning Cup, we have Mona High. All right. Mona High School, Campion College, St. George's, and St. Jago in this group. All right. So this to me is a tough one. And if I were to go with two schools, I'm going to go with Mona and Campion. And I don't know why I'm eliminating George's, but it is what it is. Rurian, let me hear from you.
Mona High has been doing really well, and I'm going to go with Mona and Georges for this one.
Okay, fantastic. So, in that context, too, let me just share some updates in the context of the games. I believe some games were played. All right, let me just tell you here. So, Campion College, they hammered Georges 3 goals to nil. All right, Eltham Excelsior won 3 goals to 2. St. Catherine Charlie Smith 1 goal to nil. Tivoli gave Jonathan Grant 5 goals to nil. And it was a 3-all draw between Jamaica College and Calabar. And Kingston College gave Heidel 6 goals to 1. All right, so this is group one. And as you can see here, Mona, they're at the top. And I feel like Mona, they're very strong team. And perhaps they're going to go all the way. All right, so we'll see what happens. But here, Mona Campion. All right, let's now just move to the next group here, group two. In this one, we have Tivoli, Excelsior, Eltham, Jonathan Grant, and I'm going to go with Tivoli and Excelsior for sure for this one. Ruren, let me hear from you.
All right, looking at this group, Excelsior for sure for me, and I'm going to go with Excelsior and Elsa.
Okay. All right. And then over here, we have Stats, Wolmer's Boys, Heidel, and Kingston College. This one is not yet updated. And for some reason, I like Heidel as a school. This one is a little bit tough. I'm going to go against the odds, and I'm going to go with and Stats is good, you know. This one is tough. I want to say Kingston College Heidel, but it's like I'm going to go with KC Heidel. Come what me. Let's just go with KC Heidel. Ruren?
For me,
Ruren?
Wilmer
Okay.
starts for me.
Wolmer
Yes,
Stats?
Wilmer.
Okay, just hearing you on
Yes.
this end. Okay, fantastic. And then here we have St. Catherine, Calabar, Jamaica College, and Charlie Smith. And for this one, this is a tough one, but I'm going to go with Jamaica College, Calabar.
And for me, I'm going to go with St. Catherine and Calabar.
Sounds good. So that's pretty much the updates that we have here. in the context of the Manning Cup. All right, so just to let you know. All right, so those are pretty much the updates. So I'm just going to check in the chat here to see if I'm seeing any new comments. But we are country people, so we're more excited when I the country time. But we try to be as balanced. And Mark is sharing that he's a bit disappointed with CC's results, but still, it's still early days. They need to go in and win the next one, or if they draw the next one, they must win the final one. And I take it that I take it that in this round of 16, it's going to be similar to the round of 32. That's my take on it. It could be different, but for sure, once we get the information, we will let you know. Any more perspectives you'd like to share on this round of 16 in the Manning Cup, Rurian?
Just happy that it's on its way. They had really challenging first round, so happy that the second round is on its way now, and looking forward to some more good football.
Fantastic. So I'm just going to hop right back over to the DaCosta Cup, round of 16, just to get a sense if there is anything further that you guys would like to share, or Ruren, if there's anything further that you'd like to share in the context of the DaCosta Cup.
Well, I'm just excited to see what will happen in round, the second round of games. And I'm really concerned with that Demby situation. I'm hoping that it's just something that is, from the website, because I think they have, a good team there, and I'd love to see them complete their fixtures.
Yeah, for sure. I don't know what's that situation, and I am checking in the chat, and I'm not seeing anybody sharing about that in that context. So if you're just tuning in, welcome one, welcome all. This is just a quick update in the context of the games that were played today, and just to show you what the zones or groups are looking like in the DaCosta Cup and the Manning Cup competitions. So we're just pretty much here waiting to see, what is going to happen. And we are seeing something here. Let me just go there to show you what is here for Demby. And I am wondering if it's a mistake, because Demby next match we're not seeing anything. Now we're seeing that Central is going to play Bel Air. And I'm wondering if this is an error. But because I wasn't tuned in today because I wasn't doing so well, I'm a bit out of it. So I'm not too sure what's the situation. So I'm just checking in the chat with you guys if anyone has any updates in this context regarding Demby High School. And I'm going to do a quick search, but I'm going to come over to you, Ruren, while I just do a quick search. All right? A quick check.
Okay. Yeah, so that would be nice if we could get that all sorted out. I just want to extend warm welcome to all the persons who are here with us. We really appreciate having you here with us. Please remember to hit the like button, the subscription button, and share your comments in the chat. Turn your post notification on as well so that it whenever we're going live. But really appreciate you being here with us and looking forward to hearing from you soon. Remind us of the teams that you're supporting as well. That's really important. Let us know which team you're supporting for the DaCosta Cup or for the Manning Cup. And you could tell us which game was your favorite as well. We'd appreciate all of that information. So thank you for being here. Thank you for sharing. Looking forward to seeing your comments as well. So, who is going to be the team that will take it home for Manning Cup this year? Which team will be taking it home for the D Cup? Will the D Cup be heading to Clarendon once again? It has been in Clarendon for a few years now. I wonder if it's going to be there at the end of this season. We can only wait and see what is happening. Let's just hear what you have to say because this state platform is called, you know, Voices in Education. We all talk and listen to each other so that we are able to have better understanding of what is happening. But we really and truly love having you here with us. So let us know your views and, so that we can continue to go forward. So quite a few games played in the first round of, the round of 16 here for both the Costa Cup and the Manning Cup. So that's awesome. And, some of the teams did really, really well. And, as was said earlier, the top two teams will go through to the round of eight, the quarterfinals, and the other set of teams, the other eight will play for the Ben Francis Cup, I believe. So, lots of football to come your way. So even if your team might not make it to the DaCosta Cup quarterfinal, then they will have a chance at the Ben Francis Cup. It's good for you to, it's good for the boys to have something to show rather than nothing. So, you know, wherever they go, we want to just make sure that they know that we have their support. Their support is behind them so they can continue to reach for the clouds. Coming back over to you to find out if you found anything yet.
No, no, no information just yet, but we'll just check and see and hoping fingers crossed that this is an error. All right, but we'll definitely check and see what's the situation, and as soon as we get an update, we can definitely come back to share, that update with you guys. On that note, Rurian, I'm going to wrap things up here. And I just want to say thank you so much for tuning in. As always, please remember to hit the like button, the share button, and the subscription button. Tell a friend to tell another friend about the Voices in Education. Importantly, once you subscribe, hit the post notification bell. Yes, tap it, select all so that you do not miss any updates from this channel. Blessings and love, everyone, and I'll see you in the next live. Bye for now.